Hi, Rep VanScoter here, owner of VanScoter Insurance Agency. Thanks for checking out my video blog. Who doesn't want their minor child working for them? I work with a lot of small family-run businesses, and I always find that at some point or another that their minor child throughout their working career will spend some time working in the family business. Now this is great for both sides. For the children, they don't have to go through the hiring process. They don't have to fill out an application someplace, be interviewed, make sure they get enough hours in. The parents already know the child's school schedule and their extracurricular activities, so the job's going to function around those. And it's great for the parents on the flip side because, hey, the parents, they get cheap labor. It's great. They can pay them their kids minimum wage. They can use them on an as-needed basis. So if they're slow one week, they don't need them. They don't feel obligated to keep them going because they're counting on a certain amount of paycheck. And the parents don't have to go through the hiring process. They don't have to go through, receive a whole bunch of applications, interview a whole bunch of people, hire someone, only to find out that they hired the wrong person. And the other great benefit of having a minor child work in your family business is it exposes them to the business. It might pique their interest in, hey, this is something that I want to continue doing on longer after I graduate from high school or college, and maybe at some point even take over the family business, creating a nice succession plan for their parents, and the parents would be happy with that as well. There's nothing easier of moving on and away from a business as if you have a child who's going to take that over for you. So it's great on all sides. Not all that just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's great for everyone, but what if something goes wrong? What happens when a big mistake is made? Now for me, I'm more concerned with the insurance aspect. Parents are more likely to give their kids usually riskier tasks because they feel they can handle it. Obviously they've raised them, so they know their capabilities, so they're more willing to throw them into different scenarios earlier than they probably would a new employee, because you're still feeling out that relationship of what they're actually capable of doing. So I recently had a client contact me and said, hey, we're having our son work in our family business, and they're going to be filling propane tanks, and they're going to be sharpening mower blades. Now obviously both of those are risky tasks. So the first thing I did is I went to the Department of Labor's website. I'll list the websites here below for you, and I looked at what tasks can a minor perform. Neither of these tasks were prohibited to be performed by minors. So that's the first thing I looked at. Are they actually allowed to perform these duties? And they are. So hey, that's great. She said, but Rhett, what if he blows up the store while he fills up his propane tank? I said, you know what? That's a great question. It's what would happen if the son did blow up the store filling up a propane tank? The insurance company would cover it. Now, I must say, most likely, here comes all the legalese. Every claim scenario is different. Every policy is different. Please talk to your agent or company. Legal jargon, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. So there we go. The insurance company would cover it. Now, what they're going to be more concerned with is, how did this happen and why did it happen? They're going to look at, what are the safety procedures that are being, performed here? Are they being performed? Is this employee properly trained? And is there a standard, basically operating procedure to do this duty? These are things that they're going to look at. If they come back and they find, hey, you know what? They had all the safety devices disengaged on this. They never trained their son on how to do it. They just told him, hey, go out back and start filling tanks. And then, they had no written procedure for actually how to do this. The insurance company's going to scratch their head and say, hey, you know what? We paid this claim, but thanks a lot for your premiums. We're not going to continue an insurance relationship with you anymore. Now, you never want to find yourself in that situation. You just had a major claim that exposed a serious safety gap in your procedures. When you go out scrambling around looking for other insurance policies, guess what? You're not going to find open arms waiting there from other insurance companies say, hey, come here, we want to insure you. The first thing they're going to look at is, hey, that claim and what it exposed and what are you doing to fix that problem so it doesn't happen again, because no one wants to be on the hook twice for something that shouldn't have happened. Now, if you are concerned with your, safety procedures, feel free to give us a call. We have access to safety programs and also company representatives that specialize in training certain hazardous tasks that people perform, so that way you know that you're doing it right. You almost kind of have that little sign off from the insurance company and say, hey, these are kind of standard procedures that we see from all these different companies that we work with. We think you should try implementing them in your company. Now, the other recommendation I have for anyone who employs a minor child, treat them as if they were a stranger. Treat them as if it was someone you just employed. Don't assume anything. Even though it's your child and you're comfortable with them and you raise them and you know what they can do, whenever you give them a task, make sure you train them in it properly. Make sure you go over all the safety procedures with them, and make sure that you have a written, job description, a written, procedure for them to follow step by step, so that you know it's getting done correctly. And remember, give us a call with any of your insurance needs. I would be happy to help you out. And don't be fooled by our name. We insure more than vans and scooters.